Alrighty, PG-13. This is G.I. Joe 1993. Now for 1994 I only have 7 out of 45, whereas I have 30 out of 109. So these years are a little bit of a hole in my collection. And well, I will be filling that hole this year. Trying to get more of the figures that I need. So, and maybe some vehicles here and there, but that's what I'll be focusing on more maybe come summertime. So we're going to start off with one of my favorites. One of my favorite bad guys is Dr. Mindbender. Now, Dr. Mindbender, you could have like story upon story, like, you know, this guy built robots, he made Serpentor. You know, he's always coming up with some evil genius idea to I don't know, create something. So the creative side of Dr. Mindbender actually gave G.I. Joe a real boost in the storytelling. And, well, Larry Hama was a pretty good genius at telling his stories. But, I mean, you could just go into far more stuff with Dr. Mindbender for story-wise. But, I mean, the version 86 version, like, look at this cool Cobra cape. I mean, he did come with a cool pistol in 86. So I know like the 93, 94 they came with like basic crap. Not individual weapons, they just pumped them out like they didn't care. So the 93 version, he looks more like a cyborg. Maybe one of his experiments blew up in his face. But again, he's got this little headpiece there. And you know, I did like Star Trek. But so I love Star Wars as well. But I mean, this always reminds me of this. And I did have to get some of these reaction figures. And this guy is coming out of the package once I do Space Shuttle Custom. But, you know, like, whenever they have cyborgs, like, you know, there's lots of room for inventions from Dr. Mindbender, because, you know, he's the creative guy. Now, for Scarlet, I still have to get my 83 Scarlet, but I wanted to talk about some of the versions of Scarlet, and, well, like, for 93, she's in Ninja Force. Well, she was not a ninja. So, but the head sculpt, well, that kind of, I don't know. It's still kind of not really too feminine. It's kind of manly. But it's a step up from the the 82 head sculpt is just horrible. Yeah, but then they take a step back in time, like, oh, the 2023 version of Scarlet just looks horrible. Like, it's a Martha Stewart. It's the Martha Stewart head sculpt. Oh, it's just, oh man. But I mean, there is lots of other O-ring versions of Scarlet, and there is 9. So again, I only have 3 out of 10. And we'll have a quick look here at the ones that I'm missing. This one, now I could pick her up, but she's going to be probably around $50, depends. And then there's the 97 version I don't have, and well, we don't count that version. But there is other versions that are O-ring, like 2003 version, and now there's 2 2004 versions, one there, and they put another one here, and that's just like the Voodoo Head. They shrink down the head. It looks like O-ring. Oh, anyways. So there might be some O-ring versions, but again, there's the 2004 version here, and like, you know, I don't understand why they do the shrunken head. So that one also looks like it has a shrunken head. And then there's another 2005 version. So there's There is another 2005 version somewhere here. Or is that 2004? Anyways, so at least there's about 9 or 10 versions of Scarlet. So we got two 2004 versions and that are O-rings. I don't see any more, but you can always go to yojo.com and have a look. Now, one of my favorites, and we might have already discussed Beachhead, but Beachhead is a pretty awesome figure. Now, there is the 1986 original version, and obviously comes with an ammo belt. Got more ammo in his front there, and he's got a black backpack, and that's his original weapon. You don't want to turn it in his hand because then that can snap off his thumb. And then, well, this version here, the 93 version of Beachhead, well, it's different, but I mean, you know, if they're gonna do something like that with his face, at least paint it or something. Or do something a little bit better, I don't know. But then they redeem themselves when they make the 2004 version, I believe this one is. That is a cool version. That is the Night Force version, I think. But you could, if I ever do get a second one of these, I'm going to take this head and put it on this body, and it'll look way better. I mean, that's a black head, so, you know, that'll look way better on the 86 version. So that is a cool Beachhead to have. And, well, I did love Beachhead. He's one of my favorite figures growing up. But I mean, I had a lot of favorites, and I would say that I did enjoy playing with my Joe-Woos when I was young. So Beachhead was one of my favorites. But Beachhead does have, he's got the 86, which is this one, the 93. Then Beachhead has the 2004, and there is a 2004 Tiger Force one. But the 94 version is similar to this, only he's got like a yellow vest. So, again, I don't know, you know, they got a lot of repaints. Now, Leatherneck. Oh yes, we don't have the Brazilian Force one. That is also 86. So, Leatherneck was a cool figure. And, you know, if they're gonna change the figure, at least keep the same or similar head sculpt. Because, oh, here's the, I don't know, this is a safari. Oh, he's got his giraffe camouflage. I've never seen that pattern. It's not rock. Doesn't look, it looks like a giraffe. A giraffe camouflage. But anyways, so Leatherneck is 86, 93, and then now, that's a 2001 Leatherneck, but that's not the helmet that came with him. You know, he's not sporting the stash. And then we've got the shrunken Voodoo Head one for for 2000 and what was it? Yeah, was it 2000? Sorry, 2001 and then 2004. And he had different arms, so I changed the arms. But I mean, this looked like an O-ring figure, similar, but I don't think the arms were. So anyways, I got that one, and I thought, he looked cool. I think he's like part of the comic packs. You can just get a closer view of him there. I don't know how well that'll come in, but he looks pretty cool. But he's got that shrunken Voodoo Head. You know, again, like they gotta keep the proportions. You know, how you say, well proportioned, the same proportion. Anyways. They start doing the shrunken Voodoo Head. Now, we'll just put Beachhead back a bit. Don't want to get dominoes here. It happens all too often. So we'll just slide Leatherneck over here. So there is, for Leathernecks, there is, well, I'm missing the Brazilian one. So 5 different versions of Leatherneck. Now, again, Bazooka. I wasn't too fond of the his outfit. He should have had something else. I mean, but again, you know, like there's Bazooka. So we have the 85, sorry, and then 88 is the Tiger Force, and the 93 version of Bazooka. And someone was making comments that he's going fishing. Beachhead on vacation. I don't mind that look. It looks kind of neat. But I do recommend this one. I mean, you could get his head, and then you could put it on a Brazilian Force one, because that's a similar color, right? So that would make for a cool custom, if the head sculpt will fit. Because sometimes when you're like making customs, you know, you try to fit a different head in. The body would look good, but then the head doesn't quite fit, and well, that kind of sucks. So now I just wanted to find that little head that I had. I have to look through my boxes for the night creep leader, because you can see why he's like, you know, he's pretty crappy. But if I can find it really quickly here, yeah, I did. Okay. Alright, I got them in the bag. That made it that much easier. So now the night creep leader, like, to me, this is just friggin' lazy. Let's just paint right over his eyes. Like, you know, they could have given him a better head sculpt. I don't know if that paint is chipped or if that's just dirt on him. Oh well. But again, they could have painted his eyes and just give him a bandana. This is the stupidest head sculpt by far compared to the original Deep Six. That guy will always suck. So I took Buddha. I always call him Buddha. Put Buddha's head on here and just made him a whole new figure. I mean, he looked like a Tiger Force guy anyways. He's got the orange. So that's something you can do with your figures. You know, it's way more fun to create customs and different figures, because I mean, you get so many that are just all the same. You want to have some fun with them and change them up. Now, you know, we're going to go into the other versions of the other ones when I get more of the versions, because again, sometimes I'll do stand-ins, but it's just not enough. I like to get the original versions and then show you all the versions together, because some of them do have more versions, like Law and Order, Bulletproof, you know, some of the ones that I don't have, and well, Snowstorm. So we've done a lot of the other versions. Again, I'd like to do Outback, but anyways, thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe and share the videos with others. And thank you again for all my new subscribers. And you know, sometimes I do make mistakes in the video. You know, Keel Hall, I might call General Flag because he drives the flag, so you know, sometimes you get confused. But you know, when you watch the cartoons or you read the comics, I don't really read the comics that much, because I only had a few before and I gave them away. It's so stupid. Should have kept those comics. Oh, but that was like years back. So again, that's the General Flag. Keel Hall, you know, you kind of confuse the two. Oh. Anyways, also, beer shortage. Stock up on that if you drink your beers and wine. Alrighty. Remember to look up what shortages are coming.